going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
For high school athletes, every game counts. You push your limits and you chase your dreams. But when injury strikes, you need more than just recovery. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedics, we're here to get you back in the game faster and stronger. From cutting-edge treatments to personalized and compassionate care, we're here for your every move. Our specialized team of experts encompass decades of experience in sports-related injuries. Dr. Paul Thomas, Melanie Durham, and Julie Marcus offer the most comprehensive care from diagnosis to recovery. With advanced treatments and tailored rehabilitation plans, we'll help you heal stronger and faster. Trust Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep you at your best because your future is worth it.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Hammock, General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, your Chevy GMC dealer in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. I'm from Marshall County, Tennessee, where I went to Cornersville High School. I attended Cumberland University. After Cumberland, I went into the United States Marine Corps to serve the country. After that, I went right back into the car business. I'm very familiar with the car business. I have been around the car business pretty much my entire life. And my commitment to you is to ensure the most competitive new and used vehicle pricing on the market, as well as the best service around. Well, we'll treat you like family here at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
Hi there everyone, this is Ann Marr with Coldwell Banker Southern Realty. I want to say a great big thank you, Lawrence County, for voting me as your favorite realtor. What a huge honor this is to be voted this by my many clients, my friends, my peers, the people I love. I greatly appreciate all of you so much. I have loved working with many of you, some of you several times, and I look forward to meeting and working with many more of you in the future. I promise to give you 110% of my time, attention, and expertise to make your sale or purchase happen. Just give me a call at 931-242-2643 and let's talk.
If you're looking for the right someone to mow your property, do landscaping, dirt work, land clearing, fence row clearing, bush hogging, or gutter clearing, call Shake Me Up Lawn Care today, 931-244-0841.
Hey Lawrenceburg, looking for something new? Come to Happy G's, located at 210 East Gaines Street. We have pitching machines, batting cages, and even indoor golf. Powered by TrackMan, our system is perfect for practice or play. With over 300 courses as well as multiple mini games, it is perfect for all ages and abilities. We even offer packages for group events such as birthday parties and business lunches. So let's go! Come get your game on indoors at Happy G's.
The Raptor Series from Hustler Turf. A premium line of residential mowers designed with a wide stance for operator comfort. A one-piece 11-gauge steel frame and welded steel deck for added durability. Finished off with premium Kawasaki V-twin power. We are Hustler Turf, and this is Hustler Country.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
We at Sassy Southern Designs are wishing all the football teams the best this season. We have merchandise for every school in the district as well as some outside the district as well. So come by and check us out. We're at 1294 First Avenue right behind McDonald's in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome here to X Sports Live here, an awesome Wednesday evening here, joined by Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier, fresh off vacation. Hayden Burke's making his way over here, and guys, we are into the first round of the high school football playoffs. To start with the team top of this guy's head. What an upset, but when you really watch the game, Clint, wasn't much of an upset. That was kind of a top to bottom Summertown win, and not a shock at all.
The team, it's a cliche, but the team that made the fewest mistakes and controlled the line of scrimmage won that ball game, and Summertown did. It was senior night. Big shout out to all those guys, but they didn't want to leave it in the hands of anybody else. They wanted that 2 seed. They wanted, and I was very, very proud of them for it. Now I've watched some film. Anybody out of this other region it's going to be tough. But I think that Summertown has the most doable game out of the 4 in our region. I really do, especially at Summertown.
Yeah, you're right. Just looking at it across the board, we some big games Friday night.
Yeah, especially since that region last year swept this region in the front.
Yeah, Loretto was really the only one that had a decent close game.
Yeah, some things just didn't go their way in that game. But you look at, kind of some history. Coach Dan Winfrey was telling me on Monday that this Jackson Central Mary team used to be 5A. When he was in Lincoln County, they beat him in the semifinals to get to the state championship that they eventually won. So this used to be a 5A team that's now down at the 2A level, whereas, Summertown and Loretto used to be 1A. Now they're up at 2A. They're kind of meeting here sort of in the middle. But
that's a big drop.
It's huge.
Yeah. Well, and look, they're athletic. They are a really good football team. They play in a really good region. But Summertown has some things going for them. They're at home, which that atmosphere, I'm telling you, if you come, the facilities that this Christian school is going to be coming from and what they're used to football, they're going to walk in that place like, wait, are we at a county fair?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like a culture shock.
Yeah, like people are going to have their trucks pulled up to the fence, tailgate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be, they got to drive 2.5 hours to get there.
Right.
And we talked about that with Loretto a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this is a lot farther than Eagleville.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they've got some things going for them. So I'm expecting to see they do have a couple offensive linemen down. But
Jackson Central.
no, Summertown.
Summertown does. Okay.
So, but hopefully, we'll get to see a good ball game. Listen, Coach Winfrey, I cannot tip my hat enough to him, Coach Walt Smith, and Coach Jason Busby. They have took a team that was 1-9 last year, very, very young, rebuilding, going through a coaching debacle from the year before and all this stuff, and go 8-2. Yeah. I mean, it's
and hosting a playoff game.
And could have been 10-0 because
the
other losses were one.
I wasn't at the Harpeth game that you did in the monsoon, but honestly, looking back, should have beat Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
You had to. I mean,
should have beat.
You got to make an extra point.
A couple extra points. It's changed the difference. Now over to Loretto. Speaking of Mount Pleasant, Mount Pleasant kind of gave them a little bit of a fight, but man, Loretto Hayden just kind of jumped out, got a big lead, didn't let the Tigers off the mat, and kind of poured it on there at the end.
They did, and I think both teams kind of knew what was at stake with all the scenarios. Mount Pleasant had to win to get in. Loretto had to win, and other scenarios had to go into their favor to get the 1 or the 2 seed to host. Yeah. So there was a bunch at stake at that game, and we kept on saying it throughout the whole broadcast. But it's kind of like what Summertown did is they wanted to make sure that they took care of what they could take care of, and they just went out there and punched Mount Pleasant in the mouth. Offensively,
that's a rivalry.
It is.
Any Summertown or Loretto and Mount Pleasant, that's a rivalry, and I kept looking up because we were so far ahead of y'all, even with senior night and everything.
Well,
we were
2 teams that run the ball.
We were.
We just in the third quarter when their game ended.
I was looking at the monitor and I said, I'm trying to decide if this game's going to get over with before they come out of halftime.
Well, the last time that they played, last year when they played that epic thriller over there at Mount Pleasant,
the one that whoever had the ball last was going to win.
My Lawrence County game with Cheatham County was done. I got in my car and they were just wrapping up halftime, starting the third quarter when I got in my car coming from Cheatham County. So, Lawrence County had a running clock in the second half of that game.
Once Summertown got in victory formation, I said, ladies and gentlemen, Summertown has beat the number 1 seed in the region. And as long as Loretto, I was looking at my monitor, says, as long as Loretto don't screw it up, I said, we'll be a 2 seed. Because they had about a 3 touchdown lead.
It was like 21-7, and then they just kept on putting it on them.
What a scenario that was for Mount Pleasant. Win, host, lose, out.
Let me say this: if I was Kid Hartsfield or Mount Pleasant parent, this is bad to say, but if we didn't win and get the 2 seed. I would have been praying Lewis County didn't screw up and lose where I was a 4, because you win and host, or I don't want to go to Milan to get beat and drive home.
That's a long ride.
A long drive.
Decatur Riverside. That's who East Hickman has.
Yeah.
I mean that's been Summertown and Loretto have seen them. I think in the last couple of years at Decatur Riverside. And that's a powerhouse team, and that's the team that's the 4 seed going to.
Milan.
Or going to East Hickman.
East Hickman.
So, God bless them.
That's state championship team. Every year they're in contention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you speak of speaking of Huntington, of course, one of the teams from our region and our section has to go over to Huntington. That's just the annual tradition at this point. Huntington's got a couple of good backs. One of them's a star baseball player as well. So that's going to be a challenge for Loretto. If they can stop them, get off to a hot start, because I don't know if Huntington has seen an attack that Loretto can bring as far as throwing the ball down the field, spreading you out and running the ball the way that they can. Loretto certainly has the firepower to keep up with them, maybe overpower them, but they got to stop them on the other side of the ball.
I think, listen, not to cut you off, but I think if Loretto can put it together, to me they're the best offense in our region.
No doubt.
I don't think it's close.
If they can play disciplined and put it together and tighten some things up on defense, listen, they could go pull an upset.
Yeah.
Because the good thing is, I've said it before, high school kids are dumb. And they're going to go over there and play a 2 seed that's hosting and say, we've never had any trouble with this, this region.
Yeah.
And then they think Loretto hits them in the mouth a couple of times. And
there goes Corbin Reynolds down the field for 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that happens a couple of times, and you're over there going,
Yeah.
Whoa. Might have to wake up here.
We're down 14-0.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you turn the ball over and they score again. Now you're 21-0.
Start pressing. And,
Yeah,
Of course, I mean, one thing, it's kind of like exactly what you said, Clint. They got to be disciplined. And that's what really, if you go back and watch that Loretta game, they did really good on the defensive side. And also, they limited the offensive penalties as well. That's probably one of the biggest struggles they've had was false start, offsides and certain things like that.
Kind of like Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly.
One step forward and 2 steps back.
Yeah, that's another that's for later. But anyways, if Loretta plays like they did against Mount Pleasant, it's going to be just like the game last year. I mean, both those teams are going to go down the wire, in my opinion.
Yep. So wrapping things up here as far as high school football goes, Lawrence County finished up the season here, got the win we all kind of expected, took care of business against Cheatham County. Now moving ahead into the next phase, it's like the first year I've been here where they're not graduating like 20 seniors, just 10 this year. And future's certainly bright. A lot of unknowns coming into it for Lawrence County as far as who's going to be in that region next year. Shelbyville's dropping out. Shelbyville's going up. Spring Hill's dropping down. Franklin County's still kind of up in the air. There's a lot of unknowns for this team. Tullahoma's probably still going to be there.
Lincoln County.
Lincoln County will be there.
Will be there. I think Franklin County will still stay there.
I
But
think
everybody else, it's who knows who's going to be in that 5A region.
Yeah.
It could be some traveling. It could be.
There's already traveling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Summertown and Loretta's.
Page isn't in there.
They used to be back when we were in
5A?
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking another long road trip. But that Page might, we've been there for basketball enough to know that's not a terrible road trip. But actually, speaking of, I forgot in Class Single A, we got 2 teams left. Richland, how about this, guys? First region title since 1989. They're going to host West Carroll. And I just found this out at practice on Monday. Blaine Woodard, the quarterback, is now the school's all-time leading passer.
Don't shock me or Dusty.
No.
We didn't see it in person.
Yeah.
Did they end up beating Eagleville, so they got the 1 seed?
Yeah, they lost Eagleville 2 weeks ago, but they beat Moore County. Actually put it on Moore County this past week.
So that's
how they wrapped up.
So they finished 7-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's great season.
Oh, great season.
Hey, if you don't have 5 turnovers against Summertown, you could beat Summertown.
Exactly.
Yeah. But hey, what a great year.
And they score all 4 of the 5, and the 5th one's what ended the game.
Yeah.
Great year for them. Also a great year for Wayne County. They got to go to McKenzie. Not an easy task, but this team has fought through. They had a slow start. Struggled against Mount Pleasant. Had a really close game against Summertown and struggled a couple other spots. But come from behind, win at Collinwood where they scored with 20 seconds left. Then
That's
they
a
went
fighting team. They just don't give
Listen,
up.
I saw after about week 4 of high school football, and I saw what their record was. I said, "Let me tell y'all, Wayne County's a better team than that record is."
Yeah, and the two
watching them, how physical they were, how big they were. They
the 2 and the 3 seed in front of them, their own region, they beat. But because their record, overall record wasn't great. Yeah. That's why they got to go to the only undefeated
Wayne County
team
may be the team that you don't want to run into right now.
Getting hot at
the right time. Yep.
And they got a different the Beavis kid. He's now back at quarterback. He started at quarterback, went to running back. Quarterback hurt himself. At least his grandma, or he got hurt, and now Beavis is back.
Yeah, she told us he broke his ankle or
broke something.
Yeah.
So that will wrap it up for high school football. So this week, high school basketball has started. I visited Lawrence County yesterday. I'm going to Loretto tomorrow. And guys, was it 2? Not this coming week or the
I think it's the week after. Yeah.
Week and a half.
Yeah, week and a half before we start playing our first games. So, a lot of kind of unknowns. I think we've got more knowns over at Loretto than what we do in the rest of these teams. But looking at Lawrence County yesterday, I got to see a good portion of the girls' practice. Didn't get to see much of the boys' practice, but those are 2 teams having to replace a lot as far as starting goes, as far as production goes. A lot of unknowns in these first few games against a pretty tough schedule because they got a lot of Murfreesboro area teams on that schedule. They're going to find out a lot of things there in those first couple of weeks.
Yeah, they'll learn real quick. What they got, what they're going to have to work on, what kind of adjustments they're going to have to make. Because Lawrence County, the boys, they're going to be small.
Yeah.
Overall,
Braden Fields and probably
Braden Fields and LeBron. I think LeBron, he may be as tall as Braden.
West Brewer's pretty.
West Brewer, West.
I talked to a lot of those guys during homecoming last week, so I kind of got a feel of what they're looking at, and I mean, every one of them was kind of saying the same thing. You know, there ain't gonna be a lot of posting.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be a lot of
5 out.
Yeah.
Let's run and gun.
Yep.
Yeah, and Bryce Cliff told me that he's gonna rotate a lot of guys in. He's gonna find out who's gonna make this rotation in the early part. So if they go through a few losses in the first part, people don't panic. They're trying to figure some things out here.
Got to.
District's the only time where it matters.
Yeah.
And the girls are going to be the same way. You're having to replace your leading scorer, your leading rebounder. You know, your 6-man off the bench. You're having to replace a lot there, and they've
key players for the Lady Cats for sure.
And they're going to put Wendy's probably going to put a couple freshmen there. I mean, we saw how good Leah Dixon is in volleyball. She's pretty good at basketball.
She's pretty good at basketball
She's
too.
Probably going to be at that spot. Capri Tennant's probably going to be their go-to scorer over there. So
good chance Wendy's probably going to Dixon and Hughes.
Yeah.
They're probably going to get thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
this year
them
and
girls
say,
are
this
just
is your learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown too as well, because I mean they got some height from the freshman class.
Yeah.
I mean, at some points, you know, you in those situations, you just got to put the freshman out there and say, "Hey, go get it."
Yeah.
And team that you follow closely, the boys are a lot of same faces. Is Cole Campbell back? Is he playing? Yeah, he didn't miss last year due to his hip problems, but he'll be back. You're only you lost a couple guys, but you got a lot of guys who are in that rotation that are coming back for summertime.
Yeah, I was just looking because I thought, oh my gosh, he's right. It is about to be basketball season. My first one's Hall of Fame at Wayne County.
Yeah.
Against Wayne County, you can see the ones I've circled. That's the ones I promised Will I would do, which is most.
Is that at Cascade?
Yeah, I'm not going to Cascade. I don't know that I do that.
Well, I go ahead and mark that one down. That's the one I got to go to. Yep.
Well, no.
Have fun and more, Trace.
Guess what? You have just won, buddy.
Hey, listen, I think Mr. Ryan Long, he used to do play-by-play, and I think he's going to be me and Will's road guy for those because he's going to go to all of them anyways, and he does a good job. And Timmy will probably still go to him and help him since it's his son's senior year.
Yeah, we got to have
as long as we've got a delay.
We need to have a couple of 4-letter words coming out of Tim to keep the broadcast going.
But I didn't talk to Coach Gene, but I talked to his wife who brought little man to the barbershop the other day, and they've. The hardest part is they've had to replace all their guards, their ball handlers.
Yeah.
The seniors that graduated,
Emily,
Olivia, Brayley, Mackenzie Reynolds, they were all guards, and they were all who, teams couldn't press Summertown last year. We were going to shoot layups, and I think that's going to be the toughest thing to replace. But Abby Joe's excited, ready to get going. Ella Busby, she got better and better every game last year and just athletic as can be. So they're going to be all right. Boys, we lost a good player and we lost Ty Bryant to graduation. But listen, Kurt Burleson, I'm waiting on Kurt to show out this year.
Just
I think the reins are off now. I think
just turn him loose.
Let's go.
Sherman boys too can
Sherman
shoot
boys
the
keep
lights.
growing.
Yes, every time I see them, they grow 6 inches.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that. That's the thing. Don't sleep on Summertown because they lost a player to Loretta. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, now over to Loretto. Obviously, the girls coming off a state championship or state runner-up.
Yep.
Made it to the championship game. They practically got everybody back. I know they're going to.
Well, it's a big loss losing JB.
Yeah, missing JB and outside shooter.
Gosh, yeah.
But you still got Allie. You got a really good freshman core coming up. Your core is good, and then obviously on the boys' side, you knew what you had coming back. Anyways, they were really good. Now Grayson is joining that team, and a lot of optimism for those wearing the black and gold this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't get into it a whole lot because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But yeah, on paper, I mean, I'm not going to do like I did volleyball and say they're going to win a state championship, but they should be there. They should be there.
They got the talent to be there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Size, shooting, speed,
everything.
they've got everything you should want.
Yeah.
That's all. And listen. It is big to lose JB Clifton. JB probably averaged 14, 15 points a game last year. He was a great ball handler and a great defender. And is that Freed Hardman playing basketball now? But Coach Ashley Rutledge will have that team. Listen, their goal is not to get back. Their goal is to get back and win it.
It's not just to make the Murphy playoff. That's not the goal.
Yeah.
And
it's to
listen,
be played on Saturday.
Any sports writers that might be watching our show, you need to go ahead and have Allie Weathers in your Miss Basketball conversation. I couldn't believe she wasn't a candidate last year.
Yeah, she was certainly nominated.
But well, I get what you're saying, but
Sure.
But she's probably should be there in the final three in the voting.
I would think you're correct.
Definitely in the
I
conversation.
would hope so. Well, coming up next, guys, we'll get into some college football here on Exports Live. You're right.
At Florida Mid-South Realty, we pride ourselves on our family values, professional service, and a deep local knowledge. With a small town feel and a personal touch, we're here to help you navigate the real estate process with ease. Whether buying, selling, or renting, you can trust us to guide you every step of the way. And don't forget to catch Florida Rockstars, our live podcast every Tuesday morning at 8. Florida Rockstars, rocking the real estate news and all things local. Florida Mid-South Realty, your hometown real estate experts.
A&M Medical is Lawrence County's newest medical clinic, specializing in urgent and primary care. Practitioners Andrea Bain and Meredith Hutton bring years of experience and compassion to keep you and your family healthy. A&M Medical features a separate well waiting room to meet your needs. Visit today and ask about A&M's weight loss program and telemedicine services. That's A&M Medical, located at 2367 Highway 43 South in Leoma, Tennessee. Morris Farmers Market, located on Highway 43 South, is the official headquarters of fall and everything tasty. Head on over for locally grown produce, honey, baked goods, cheese, canned goods, decorations, and so much more. You won't find friendlier folks than the Morris family, who make the farm-to-table experience the best in the Tennessee Valley. Make the short drive to Morris Farmers Market, located at 2580 Highway 43 South in Leoma, Tennessee, just across the street from Preston's Restaurant. Phone 931-852-3276. That's Morris Farmers Market. Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Built Well banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Built Well bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. We just talked about some local sports. Now it's time to get into the college side of things. And, guys, a little bit of a stressful one there, certainly in Knoxville. It was the dark mode game, and must have been too dark for the receivers because they couldn't catch a darn thing the other night.
Must have been too dark for the kicker, too.
Yeah.
We're used to it now. Hey, that's a big win. I mean, that's a blowout compared to what it's been.
Yeah.
That's 10-point win, man.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I said this to maybe on our last show. I can't remember. It was just me and you on the last show, right?
Right.
The great thing that Tennessee, even though everybody's down in the dumps because we've only scored 7 points in the first half in the last 4 games, it's right there. I mean, it is right there.
Nico looked good.
It's not like we're Oklahoma or Auburn,
right,
where you just have nothing. There's no hope of you having an offense.
Right.
It is right there. And it was something totally different the other night. It was 3 drop passes that would have been touchdowns.
Yeah, that one in the fourth quarter that Nico threaded the needle and
hit him in a bad spot, didn't it? Right in the hands.
Right in the hands on the run in the chest. I mean, it split 3 defenders. He makes a catch at 6. I mean, that Nico looked good the other night. A lot of people were praising him, and he did look good. You just got to have guys that make catches.
And it started out, Tennessee marches down the field 4 times and don't get a point out of it.
Right.
And a lot of Vol fans, especially social media warriors, were really criticizing Josh Heupel for setting Dylan Sampson. Now, let me tell you what that did though. The rest of that team said that's our best player that he just benched for screwing up, for turning the football over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought it was a great move.
Yeah.
And to his props, Dylan came back in there, got 2 touchdowns, broke the all-time record and TD record at UT, and he's got 4 games left.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's going to shatter it.
And speaking of that, I know you're a voter, but let me just say this, because he is not getting any attention Heisman-wise. And I'm not saying he should win it or whatever, but he's got the most rushing touchdowns through 8 games in SEC history. He's got the second most rushing TDs in the nation behind
kid out of Boise
State.
Yep.
He's got more rushing TDs by himself than 11 SEC teams. Yeah. He's more rushing TDs by himself than 103 FBS teams. And he's not in any of the conversations.
I don't even think he's top 10 in a lot of them.
And I know it's quarterback heavy, but there ain't no good quarterbacks this year.
No, I've only got one quarterback.
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, yeah. Let me say that.
That's the only one.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed to say it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of throwing out generalities right now. I know a lot of guys are high on Travis Hunter. Two-way guy, but, two-way guys are kind of problematic a little bit, other than Charles Woodson.
It would be. It wouldn't be if it got down to Sampson and Hunter and another two-way player beat a Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
That'd be
awesome.
The guy out of Boise State is just so consistent. He's churning out 200-yard, 4 touchdown games after another. Cam Ward has been great. But like you guys said, I mean, this might be the weakest quarterback class that we have had. It's not only as far as a Heisman goes, as far as an NFL draft goes.
Well, and my deal on Sampson is, and I think you will agree as an Alabama fan, these are against SEC teams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Right.
I'm not knocking Boise State and what they play, because they're taking care of who's in front of them.
Right.
That's not the SEC.
They ain't had to run against Alabama. Yeah. They ain't had to run against Georgia. They ain't had to.
Yeah. I've got Sampson in my top 5 right now. I'm not going to go. I'm not supposed to.
And the good thing is there's 4 games left.
Yeah. And you got a really good test. Who knows about this week? The way things are going, you can't overrule.
I mean, hey, Mississippi State put 35 on Georgia. So
listen, I'm scared to death Tennessee's going to overlook Mississippi State and be thinking ahead to Georgia.
Well, Georgia can't overlook anybody.
No, Georgia's got Ole Miss.
Ole Miss and then Tennessee.
Let's be honest. If Florida isn't down to their third-string quarterback, they might have won that game.
I don't know that if their quarterback doesn't.
I'm not saying they would have, but might have won.
They were in it.
Listen, Carson Beck looked like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And he was over there on the. I mean, Kirby Smart had to pretty much shake the life back into him. He was just out of it.
He is the only quarterback in SEC history that has thrown 3 interceptions in back-to-back games and won them both. But Kirby says he's got elite decision making. Yeah, if you're the defense, he's got elite decision making because he keeps throwing it.
That's just so much stupid Kirby Smart talk.
Well, look, I'll say this: I would be worried about playing Tennessee because I didn't even realize it till the other night. But Jalen Milroe is the only quarterback that has started a game against Tennessee and finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Vandergrift got.
He is the only quarterback that's played against Tennessee that started and finished the game.
Holy crap, you're right.
Yeah, because Vandergrift, he got spine busted Arn Anderson style the other night. Even though Kentucky, it was a cheap shot. No, it's football.
It's
you guys
football,
don't know
man.
Anything about football? All you know is basketball.
I was not proud of my Tennessee fan base, though. Did you hear what they were chanting during all them fake injuries?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It wasn't good.
It was.
We can't say it on this show.
Yeah.
We defend a lot of people.
Y'all can find it on Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, we already offend enough people on the show. We don't want to add anything more to it.
Now just wait till the rant segments.
Yeah, especially this week. But hey, before we go into Georgia,
Hey, one before quick though.
Okay.
Alabama didn't lose this week
because you
That's
didn't play.
Hey, and they're in as of right now. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah, number 11, baby.
We'll be out Saturday night.
Yep. Well, listen, LSU didn't look too sharp.
Listen, Jalen Milroe at night in a big hostile environment, not happening.
Hey, you're gonna be a daddy. He might give him motivation.
Yeah, I'd give him some motivation. Probably just get off the field. And whatever that guy's name is that's supposed to be our head coach.
Oh, DeBoer.
Shut up.
He doesn't have a name.
No.
Listen, I'm hoping we lose Saturday and they just fire him or he quits. Hope he resigns with 4 games left.
Pulls a Brian Harsin.
Hope he says, you know what? I'm not going to give y'all an opportunity to fire
Well,
him.
that's not going to. They're not going to fire him losing at LSU. But let them get beat by this terrible Auburn team. He may be on to something.
100%.
Yeah. Auburn's terrible.
Auburn's bad.
They're real bad.
They're not good.
But here's the thing, though.
They're ready for basketball.
Yeah. Throw out all the records when it's Alabama-Auburn game.
I get that.
Those guys are going to play for Hugh Freeze.
And that will be their bowl game.
That's their bowl game, right?
Because they're not going to a bowl game.
No.
They can't even beat Vandy. How about all the stuff surrounding that? They got Diego Pavia's beat them.
He beat Hugh Freeze. He's beat Hugh Freeze 3 times. Beat Vanderbilt twice.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 different teams.
And here's the thing about Vanderbilt. They still ain't getting no love. They're underdogs at home against South Carolina.
That's South Carolina team that showed up against A&M.
Freaking Beamer ball. You never know what you're going to get.
I know, but my God, they beat Bama. They went on the road and they beat. I mean, I understand it's Auburn, but they were 17-point underdogs. They went by 10.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not getting any love.
Listen, if I said I would never pick another one, even if you held a gun to my head, but I'd pick Vanderbilt over South Carolina. South Carolina's still going to be with Cloud 9 from knocking off and rushing the field against A&M, and they're going to go into Nashville, and Vanderbilt's going to show them what a pretty good defense looks like.
Yes. And that quarterback's going to say, you know what, I'm fixing to run down your throat.
And speaking of, how about, did you see that tweet from that linebacker that showed everyone the text message from an Auburn coach?
Auburn telling we're not on Christmas morning.
On Christmas morning. We're not sorry, buddy. He put buddy in there, which, that's an ultimate insult.
Yeah.
We're not recruiting any high school linebackers in this class. And judging by Auburn's defense, whoever you recruited absolutely sucks.
Yep.
So
what they do? They skip high school and go to middle school? That a boy.
I mean, Hugh Freeze. I didn't like that hire at Auburn because I just think Hugh Freeze is.
I love that hire at Auburn.
Yeah, because you're going to beat them a lot.
Yeah.
Just like we like DeBoer.
Yeah, we like
y'all should love it.
I hope y'all have him, and Florida has Napier for a while.
Long time.
I mean,
well, let's give Napier credit though. Man, those guys are fighting hard for him.
I will say this: he has his locker room.
Yes.
Yeah. He does.
Yes.
He may not have support around Gainesville, but he has the support of his players.
That group is not out of any game. The worst game they played all year was the first one against Miami. Let's face it, Miami's made a lot of people look bad. This year with Cam Ward and that bunch, they just caught him at the wrong time. But they're going to they got Texas this week. They got LSU.
They're going to upset
somebody's in trouble with that.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing. If their quarterback, I don't know.
I don't know their quarterback.
I don't know if they can do it with their third string quarterback.
No.
Ole Miss and Georgia coming. Dusty already gave us the LSU Bama breakdown, but Ole Miss and Georgia. I mean, Ole Miss is coming off their best game so far this year against Arkansas. Georgia's got to go there. Frankly, we do not know what's going to happen this game because you don't know what Ole Miss team is going to show up. You certainly don't know which Georgia team is going to show up.
If Ole Miss defense
which is pretty good.
And listen, Dart's not a bad quarterback. No. I mean, they still have him about middleweight. It is at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And listen, we know Kiffin's Kiffin.
Yeah.
But I think he's got a little pissed off over this playoff deal, and these teams got left out.
Well, he's more mad that he can't get a night game.
Another, he wants a night game. Yeah. Maybe they get some fired up.
Well, let me say this: Lane Kiffin is kind of like James Franklin. He needs to win a big game.
Yes.
At some point.
Yeah.
And listen, and this right here is a huge game
Yeah,
for him.
it gets you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
100% it does.
Yeah, because their schedule after that's a lot
Yeah.
of falling action.
Yes.
Not a lot of tough
If he
teams
knocks
after
off
that.
Georgia this weekend, guys, I mean,
That might sneak them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, 100, I mean,
And if they do beat Georgia, Tennessee has to
beat Georgia.
has to
next
beat them.
week.
Yeah, has to.
Yeah, that's it would certainly bunch some things up. But speaking of James Franklin, someone posed this to me, and it made me think a lot. I heard this on a podcast. So, would you take? I mean, you come of it from a different, because you've been a Bama fan. You got national championships, and you had Saban. But take it from these two teams that I follow, Marshall and West Virginia. Take it from Tennessee fans. Would you take 10-2, 11-2 every year? You might make the playoffs. You might win a game in the playoffs. Who knows how far you would go? But would you take 10-2, 11-2 every year? But you never beat your rivals, and you're like, your winning percentage against top 10, top 5 teams is 25%.
I wouldn't.
No, I want to get over that hump.
Because if you don't beat your rival, which is Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, you're never going to win a national championship. Right. So you're going to have to do both. And they had it, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why coaches get so conservative. But they're that last drive when they had to get in.
Yeah.
When they had to get in, 3 delayed draws right up the gut, and a 2 gap.
Yeah.
That's James Franklin football for you.
And then a throw on 4th down that gets broken up. You've got that far. You've got a quarterback that can fake a handoff, that can keep it around an edge.
He ran the ball really good.
But mix it up.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
How can you go up 10-0 and then have them outscore you 23? Now, both of them had turnovers in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
The Howard fumble right there in the
right
goal
before
line,
half, and then
Penn State Aller's interception, where it's pretty much a drop, and he dropped it right into the
I don't
Ohio
want to
State.
talk about that because we went 28-0 on Georgia, and then look what they done to us.
Yeah, but you look at it. How many?
Been the MO the rest of the season.
How many offensive coordinators has Penn State had? And they're still losing to the same people. Mm. They're still having the same issue in big games. I'm starting to think, guys, it's not the offensive coordinator. I think it's the guy that's...
It all comes from the top.
Yeah.
Comes from the guy at the top.
I knew the James Franklin moment was coming. I mean, they look good, don't get me wrong, but it's always there.
Yeah.
I don't think they look good. They didn't try to win that football game. They tried not to lose that football game.
That's exactly what they tried to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like you, and I want to take it a step further. When you talk about these coaches just playing conservative, why not keep your foot on the gas and try to beat them by 40?
Yeah, Josh Heupel would love to be able to do that. Yeah. We just can't score.
Can't kick field goals either.
I'm with you, Dusty. I don't know why.
I don't
understand. They get paid all that money, but somehow they figure, okay, we're up 10-0. We need to start milking clocks.
It's like all of them got a Philip Fulmer playbook guy. Yeah. But you're a media guy, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Ohio State passed Georgia in the college
first
playoff.
college, yeah.
And it looks to me like they're taking, instead of better wins, they're going by better losses. To me, from what I saw, out of it.
Ohio State. When you judge the resumes, their losses to the number 1 team by 1 score in a game that, speaking of bad coaching down the stretch, Ryan Day had a ton of that.
Yes.
But then you beat a top 5 program or a top 10 program in the process. You look at Georgia. I mean, what's Georgia's best win?
It's Alabama.
Texas.
And Texas.
Yeah, their best loss is to Alabama.
Right. Loss was
who's in that top 12, and then they have a loss to, and then they beat Texas.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
and Texas even dropped because Texas doesn't have a good win now.
No.
They don't.
No, that win's not good anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's not credible.
And if they beat Florida, they're not going to pick one up.
Especially after Clemson got beat pretty good the other night. Not Clemson.
Well, Clemson
did get beat.
Yeah, but who did Texas open with? Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, that's not a big. That was their.
That was going to be a big game, and it ended up not being a big game.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was Michigan and Oklahoma are their 2 biggest wins, and neither one of them are very good.
No, not at all. I mean, Oklahoma's kind of they're They're just hoping to get to a bowl game at this point. I think Michigan's in that
Well,
same spot.
Oklahoma, the first 4 or 5 games of the year, their defense was elite.
Yeah.
They're beat all to pieces because they've been out there on the field all the time.
It's because they're in the SEC.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
And
Welcome to
they're on
the
field
SEC.
all the time.
Yep.
Because they got this quarterback who they thought was all world, and it turns out he's barely all Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, they put him back out there, which I couldn't believe. I don't know if
They
it's an
had no
offense
choice.
thing. Yeah, they had no choice because Hawkins, he looked promising, but he didn't do much better.
Yeah.
No, they had to replace him. But speaking of Clemson, man, guys, is the aura done over there at Clemson with Dabo? Has
Yeah, it's
Dabo just
done.
kind of lost the plot at this point?
I don't know. It seems like it. It seems like this new generation or this new era of college football does not
favor him at all.
Fit him.
No.
You know, it started going down the last couple of years, anyways.
He's
but
starting to say a lot of Butch Jones-isms, which isn't good.
No, I don't know. And I mean, if you're Clemson, you're one thing. You had to be the best team in ACC, and they're not that.
No. That ain't even close.
Right now, it's between Miami and SMU because SMU just put it on Pitt the other
SMU's
night.
what, 13 now in the nation?
Yeah.
I think they were ranked 13.
Yeah, they were just the first team out.
Yeah.
They just put it on Pitt. Now Clemson's got to go to Pitt after this week, so that's going. Well, Clemson's at Virginia Tech, then they go to Pitt. So opportunities there, but everyone's got to top Miami. But moving on to the NFL, how about it, guys? Titans got to win.
Yeah, they win when we don't want them to now.
Well, who are you going to get? Who's going to be the first pick that you want? Travis Hunter?
No, you sell it for more draft picks. Yeah.
I want a number 1, and I want another number 3 and number 4 down the road.
Yeah.
Number 1 picks for the
Yeah,
next
you don't
3
even
or
want
4
to pick in
years.
this draft. This draft sucks.
Yeah, that's what I say. You sell that number 1 and get you more draft picks or maybe some free agents out of it.
Yeah. Of course, they're trading and buying out everybody now. They just traded. I think they're looking to trade the key, one of their safeties or something. It's just they're selling at this point. That's what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
There's not much really else to talk about. They're
real good.
Yeah.
Wait till Levis gets back. We'll get back to that. We'll get that number 1 seed.
I don't know if we'll see Levis.
We don't need Levis to even get that seed.
I think your boy needs to buy us dinner for that horrible pick.
Yeah.
Oh, Tuck.
Yeah.
Tuck.
Yeah,
I think
good luck
Tuck
with
needs
that.
Tuck ain't even responded to nothing, man.
He squeaks when he walks. You won't ever get that out of him. He's a banker.
Oh, that was good. Okay, that's a good one to end the football segment on. Coming up next, guys, we all got rants. We all got a lot to get off our chest. This guy even wrote his out, so we're going to get right into that segment coming up next.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real and Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretta, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Welcome to Employee Resources Credit Union, where you're more than just a number, you're family. We provide financial solutions that rise above those of traditional banks. With roots stretching back to 1964, we've served 4 generations during constant industry changes. We're known for our low fees and incredible rates. Join us and experience the credit union difference. ERCU, not for profit, for service.
Professional care with a smile. That will always be a guarantee at Encompass Healthcare. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or even weight loss treatments, our team is equipped to serve your needs. Our doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Make an appointment with our providers, Kendra Brown or Tori Cox, today. Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, Tennessee, right next to Chapman Tire.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Jumping into our final segment here in the show. Time to rant. Hayden, you got anything on your mind here this week?
I ain't got nothing this week. It's been a pretty good week so far starting off, so I ain't got nothing right now.
No cowboy boots on the court?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet?
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
it's coming up. It's coming up, son. I'm going to tell you what, yeah.
He's already been in the
gym.
gym.
Boy, I tell you what, though, man, I can't wait to
He
get on
played
it.
Creages up there in the booth.
Yeah, makes me sick.
You might have an AJ Good yell
Yeah.
at some point. Boots off the ground!
Rip my headset off. You
Yeah.
can't even hear nothing. Yeah.
Holler.
It's going to be one of those.
Just go at it. All right, Dusty.
Yeah, I'm going to lead us off, guys. So, this past Friday night, me and AJ, we finished up Lawrence County High School football. And it was homecoming. You know, of course, Lawrence County wins big time. Start of the game, we have, if people don't know this, and it's not at every field, but it is at Lawrence County High School, where they do have an official in the booth.
He's either in the booth or on the field.
On the
One or
field.
other.
And it just so happens at Lawrence County High School, they're in the booth with us every Friday night. And they sit down from us. They're not at us because we're over here in our corner. Well, this official comes in our booth, and I'm just going to say, I don't know his name. If I did, I would call you by your name because that's how pissed off I am at what you've done and how things were handled. So this guy sits in our booth for probably a good 15 minutes before the game ever even started.
Before that.
It might have
It
been
was
even
way
more
before
than that. And literally said 200 million words and didn't say nothing at all. And I'll keep it clean for that. We're talking about a guy who, come to find out, and I told AJ, and I said it loud enough for him to hear me, so this guy's never played football day in his life. And I was right. This has nothing to do with the band, so don't take it wrong. But this guy is from Wayne County, and all he does is worry about the band. He is officiating high school football. Not only is he doing that, but also find out he's officiating youth football.
We heard his whole life story.
We heard his whole life story in that 30 minutes.
We did.
And so the game starts, and this is where my rant goes right here. So if you don't know how football works, I'm going to break it real quick for you. The opposing team is always in the box with us on our floor. Lawrence County High School coaches are up top with Russ, PA guy. So the game is going on, and we make it. We're not even to halftime.
It's first quarter.
And this official is in our booth, has still not shut up the whole time he's been in there. And I made comments like, how many home games we had? 6? 5? And then all last year, I've never heard an official say a word up in that booth. They're not supposed to be conversating about their mama's cooking or what they're going to buy their daughter for Christmas or what. They don't need to be talking to anybody. And this guy is sitting up in the booth and he hadn't shut his mouth the whole time. And he has got a coach from the opposing team right beside him. So that tells me, as much as his mouth's running, he's not paying attention to anything going on. Even though he's up in the box running a clock, he still has to be paying attention because they may need him in a spot or they may need him for some kind of clarification, which we'll talk about in a second, find out that he sucks at that too. But the game goes on, and the next thing I know, I hear the coach get loud. So, of course, I kind of lean back in my chair a little bit. AJ's still calling the game, and I pulled my mic up, my speaker over my ear up so I could hear. And the coach says, "Don't be talking about our game plan." And it really caught me off guard. This official was sitting in the booth beside the opposing team talking about how they should be coaching their players, the plays they should be running. TSSAA, that's uncalled for. No official should ever be in a box talking about anybody's coaching and how they run their team. That's not what they're there for. You're there to sit up there, keep your mouth shut, and do your job. Period. And I'm done.
Okay, I'm glad I got some clarification. You was telling that before. I thought the coach was the problem.
No.
The official.
The official was the problem. The whole. Hey, listen, if that coach is watching from Cheatham County,
We got your back, buddy.
I got your back. You can email anybody at X Sports Network. We'll find out this guy's name, and if y'all want to take it further, I got your back. It's uncalled for. He should never been thrown. This guy had to leave the booth and try to go spot and either be an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator from the side over there for no reason.
And then I found out later he actually got kicked out because they found out he was on the sideline in the second half. And they made him go back around to the locker room.
Yeah.
And how it started was, and I heard the initial part of it, which was he was criticizing play calling because I heard him say, well, if I was a coach right here, I'd run the ball. I heard that part. I didn't hear the first initial exchange, but I heard him say, hey, I heard the coach go, hey, you're not supposed to say anything about our play calling. I just want you to shut your mouth. And they kind of, I was calling the game. I didn't hear some of the other back and forth. But then I heard the part at the end. The coach goes, listen, I won't say anything to you. You don't say anything to me for the rest of the time that we're up here. And that's which sounds like a pretty good proposition. Hey, what's to stay out of each other's business?
Yeah.
And that's when the official goes, see you, coach.
And that's exactly how you said it.
See you, coach.
Pointed. And the coach was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And he gets right on his microphone, and the coach threw his hands up and grabbed his stuff.
And he was running film, too.
Yeah,
he was to take his tripod out.
Yeah, I mean.
And it come to find out from some other coaches in the area, that's the third time that's happened this year.
I've never in my life heard of a coach getting in a fight with the clock operator.
And the fact that that's happened 3 times?
Yes.
With that guy?
And then they talk about some of the issues they've had with him on the sidelines. As him actually been on the field as a coach or as an official? Come on.
God, I hope he's not in a box Summertown Friday night.
Well, he's probably not used to how that Lawrence County, there's no partitions. Like there's
Just all open.
Exactly. There's no stalls. We're all on one level down there. But, like you mentioned, the official we normally have for those games, I mean, we've heard coaches just dog trash the officials, and he's just he doesn't say a word.
Don't say a word.
I mean, stoic up there. And if I've even heard coaches ask, because we normally get the same guy, we've heard coaches ask, hey, who was that penalty called on? Why did he call it? And they get clarification and they move on.
Yes. That's what they're there for. It's what I said.
Yeah.
They're there to help spot and do other things, not to sit up there and run their mouth for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, everyone within 5 rows of the press box heard the whole thing go down. So we've got plenty of witnesses to the whole thing.
It was just uncalled for.
Yeah, and I feel bad for our other clock operators who had to be in them.
Yes, we have 2 volunteers.
And they were looking at us, rolling their eyes while this whole thing
Absolutely.
was going down.
Yeah.
All right, Clint. Clint's got a prepared statement.
Well, listen. We've tried to give disclaimers, and we try to teach people how to act and stuff. But basically, this rant is more of a public statement, and hopefully, just some good advice to parents that just really don't have a clue. At the end of the day, so many times we see parents living through their kids for their sports dreams, right?
Absolutely.
And it's sad, and it's kind of hard to watch. We've got parents that want to message the school that their kids should be recognized more. We've got parents that are yelling at coaches from right behind the fence during a game. On a team that's a 2 seed and 8-2 after going 1-9 last year.
They don't need any help coaching from the stands.
Yeah.
They've had 5 coaches in how many years? Or 6 coaches in 10 years?
I've coached enough and called enough games and all this to realize that a lot of parents just don't have the ability to judge their kids for what they really are, or to not realize that your kid's just not that guy. Okay? Sure. I've coached, broadcasted, been involved with sports around here for ever, and I've only seen a handful of those superstars come through here. My kids weren't one of them. Okay? None of my kids were any of them. But what my kids were, they were unselfish, they were hardworking, and they did what they could for their team to win championships. And look, to you that I'm talking to, your kids are playing, whether your kid's the best player on the team or a third stringer, they're out there for a lot of reasons. But the main reason these kids are out there is because of their parents. Because they want their parents to be proud of them. Mm-hmm. Okay? Listen, many butt chewings as I've gave my kids, I promise you, that's why they were out there. That's why I played. I wanted my mom and dad to be proud of me.
Absolutely.
And that's the number one reason. There's a lot of them, but that's the number one reason. And, I think the main thing that I have to try to say this, every team that I would coach or every kid that I would coach, every parent especially, instead of wanting your kid to be the best player on a bad team, want your kid to be a role player and a great teammate on a great team. Okay? All right? That's the thing. My kids got 6 championships because that's what they were. Not because they were the best players, but because they knew what their role were. And, we supported our coaches. We supported our school. And, if you think I'm talking to you on this, you're probably right. So
if it's hitting home, he's hit you at home.
So, and listen, that goes for anybody. You're going to be so much better off, and your kids are going to be so much better off if, we don't, Carly Weathers and Ryan Weathers and Taylor Clark and Macy Birdie Shaw and Georgia Lands, they don't come by all the time. There's few far between. So I would really, really urge your kid to be the best teammate they can and make sure they know what their role is to try to be a great team instead of being a superstar on a mediocre team.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's my rant.
Good job.
Well done. And I will say this. I've been around this guy a lot during these games. I've never heard him once criticize a coach. Never heard him once criticize another player or criticize anything. So I'll vouch for you on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
what you say at the house, I don't know.
Yeah, well, what you think, what you're thinking, what you would do in a certain situation, that doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, we all got that. Everybody can be an armchair quarterback, but when you start making it awkward for your kid and for your kid's situation on a team and in a school, you've took it too far, and
you're not being a leader.
No, I mean, it's at some point, good coaches, they cut bait with players, people like that. So, anyways, maybe that'll help.
Yeah. All right. Well, kind of thought about where I wanted to go with this rant. I do have a topic. All right. We had an election yesterday.
Really?
We did. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's paying attention out there. I know we had a lot of football to go through and some wrestling and that sort of stuff. But, we had an election yesterday. Donald Trump won. He not only won the Electoral College, he won the popular vote. Kamala Harris didn't outperform Biden in any state that Biden had in 2020 or Hillary in 2016. She only outperformed in a handful of counties. It was a decisive win for Donald Trump. My first message I want to go into this is for again, I'm not a Republican, not a Democrat, not an independent. I'm not anything. I'm just someone who spent 2 decades in the media. I'm a former news anchor. I've had to deal with people on both sides of the party. When it comes to this sort of stuff, first of all, it's a message to the Democratic Party. You can't call other people's voters garbage or deplorables and expect them to vote for you. Mm-hmm. That's not how this works. You can't talk. Your message on election day cannot be, well, the other guy's trash. What's your platform? Mm-hmm. What people, abortion is a decent topic, but it's not on everyone's mind. They care about the economy. They don't want to pay.
They care about buying groceries.
They care about buying groceries. They care about drug prices not being sky high. They care about their roads being paved. They care about safe drinking water. That's what people care about. Is abortion a big deal? Yes. Am I one of those that think that, you shouldn't tell a woman what to do with their body? Yes. But do I think abortion's still killing a baby? Yes. Well, it's like Bill Burr said in his joke. It's like making a cake. Well, it would have been a cake until you tossed it out the window.
Right.
So I see both sides of the aisle on everything, but you can't constantly insult people. You can't send someone out there who can't handle a Joe Rogan interview. Mm-hmm. You want to know why you lost? Kamala Harris didn't want to do Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump did. J.D. Vance did. They didn't mind going out there, didn't mind if that interview made them look stupid for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. They went out there and have a conversation. Harris didn't want to do that. Tim Walz didn't want to do that. And you wonder why you got outperformed in all of these states. You guys need to learn how to talk to people. They don't care about all these other things. The majority of the guys in this room, the majority of people in this area are probably fine with trans people. Live your life, do whatever you want to with it. But we don't want dudes playing women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty across the board, everyone agrees with. Yeah, live your life. If you're a man, you think you're a woman, you dress like a woman, fine. I don't care. Live your life. But I don't think you should play high school basketball.
Not on the boys' team or the girls' team.
Yeah, you can on the boys' team.
Sure, play all you want to.
Not on the girls' team. I think you guys just need to learn how to talk to people. Period. Whoa. End of story. Now my second part of it, election is over. We need to get along. Period. We need to have conversations with people we don't see eye to eye with. If you're one of those people that stop talking to friends, that stop talking to family members because of who they voted for.
So stupid.
Yeah. Let me. I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again. If you're one of those people that lost relationships because who they voted for, trust me, they're not missing anything. Yeah. You're the person that's missing.
Absolutely.
You are a lowlife if that's the reason why you do that. You love them. They love you. That should matter enough. So we need to get over all this divisiveness, see common ground, because if you really sit down, you really start sitting down and seeing eye to eye with people that you don't agree with politically, you'll come to find out you've got a lot more in common with them than what you think. Probably the only difference you have is you voted for different people for the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. You probably like the same football teams. You probably think the Titans are trash just like the rest of us do. I mean, there's some common ground there. You probably have the same critiques of Bama and of Tennessee on the football field as everybody else does. We need to have common ground. We need to get along. Stop with all the divisive stuff on Facebook. Stop with all the divisive rhetoric on Twitter. Stop watching Fox News. Stop watching MSNBC because they're peddling all that same crap too. We need to shut it off, come together and start having real conversations, because if we don't, this is only going to split and it's only going to get worse. Listen, I think a lot of the crap that the Democratic Party does just makes no sense, and I'm not a fan of the Republican Party. Why? Because when I worked in State College, Tennessee, 2 January 6ers tried to blow up a building I was in.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to do it with fireworks. They missed by 200 feet. Why? Because fireworks wouldn't blow up an IKEA building. What do you think it's going to do, blow up a brick building?
Yeah.
Thank God they're in jail. They're saving the world by being in jail because they're morons. So I'm not a fan of either party. But we need to get along as a country. Election is over. This is square zero. Trump is our president. None of all that. Well, he's not my president. Well, guess what? He is. And here's part 3 of it. Guys, what did we all do this morning? We woke up.
Sun was up.
Sun was up. You went to work. You went to work. I just, we're both working.
Yeah, we're just working.
Right
yeah.
now, my wife went to work. Your all's wives went to work. By the way, your wife's making some really good food. I've had the chicken casserole and the lasagna.
Yeah, that's another rant.
It's amazing stuff for another time. But the world didn't change for everybody. Yep. We still go to the same restaurants. We still hang out with the same people. We still talk about college football the same way. Nothing has changed. It didn't change when Obama was president. It didn't change when Bush was president. It didn't change when Trump was president the first time. It's not going to change when Trump is president the second time. Our lives are going to go on. You need to move on. It's not as bad as what you ever think it's going to be. Why? Because your life depends on you. It's amazing if you actually break it down and look at it. Who the president is in the United States has probably zero to little of the laws that affect your life every day. That's local government, that's county government, that's state government. Mm-hmm. If you want to blame somebody for your issues, look in the mirror and
blame
look at
David Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding, Dave.
Yeah, we're kidding, David. Look in the mirror. That's the number one problem for your issues. And look at the people in local government, because those are the people that really affect your life every day, if they affect it at all, which I doubt that they really, really do. So that is my rant. We need to move on. We need to get along. And if you want a Democratic president, Democrats need to learn how to talk to people.
Well, I said this should be a slap in the face and a wake up call to the Democrat Party that you just got.
Where's it?
Yeah, you just got wiped all over the floor.
There we go.
By somebody with how many felony cases against
him? 30
has been impeached twice.
Yeah.
Because you're that bad. Because you can't talk. You can't relate to me. I mean, I was raised a Democrat. I've always voted Democrat up until the last few.
Yeah.
All right. But with that said, you've got to get back to what your basics is. I mean, this was the biggest blowout since Reagan.
Yeah.
Reagan. Yes.
But you were 100% right, and I want to commend you for that. I've said it before. We've got to quit arguing over the 10% of things that we don't like and get together and be glad of the 90% of things that we do agree on.
Yeah, it's stupid.
We got to quit fighting over that.
The word I come up with that you say for me is that's not friendship.
No, they're part-time friends.
And our leaders have to quit using the 10% that we disagree on.
Absolutely.
As bait for us to hate each other.
It's not just us. I mean, and they're considered in us because we're all all humans here in America.
That goes for you, Trump, and anybody else that's in the way.
Absolutely.
You know why I love sports so much? I mean, when I go to Wrigley Field. That's a pretty democratic city, right? They don't care who you're from. They care about who you root for. You go to Bama.
Absolutely.
If you're wearing maroon or crimson, that's all that matters. You go to Tennessee, you're wearing orange, all that matters. Why can't we do that?
They're not going to ask, are you Democrat or Republican?
Yeah. Did you vote for Harris or Trump? Well, no one cares. Go Vols. Go to Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. I'll also take it one step further. I think our churches and our leaders in our churches are just as bad when it comes to some of this rhetoric. You guys are just as much as a problem as the Democratic Party is. Your job is to unite people. Bring them together for the glory of God, not to stretch it out. If you're giving political messages in the pulpit trying to divide people, you think that's pleasing God?
No.
You're going to be going down there, and you're going to, how did I get here? Well, let me hit the VCR. Let me go it back. And you're going to watch that on repeat for all of eternity.
You just took it over to the level.
Sorry. Here we go. No, bring down the beans, Lord. Bring down the beans. So I'm just getting it out here. I'm tired.
No, I agree 100%.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that Fox News rhetoric in our pulpits every Sunday. I'm tired of it. Quit telling us we're going to hell every Sunday. How about uplifting?
Yeah, just let me know how I need to get to heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I need that. I need that blueprint.
Yeah,
You know,
I want to hear uplifting stuff.
I think and across the board too. I mean, take a little step further, even outside the church and in the church.
Yeah.
You don't get none of this. Hey man, it's good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate what you do. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't get any of that anymore.
No, you get everything that's repeated by Sean Hannity. I'm tired of it. I've seen it in our churches for too long. You wonder why people aren't coming to your church anymore, why people from our generation are kind of, in his generation as well, are not going into church anymore. It's that BS. And you don't want to face it. I'm telling it to your face right now. That's everybody in this freaking circle here in Lawrence County. Clean it up.
Get the bell ready.
Thank you. Clean it up right now, because if you really want to do God's work, you need to clean up your language. You need to really pay attention to what that book says. Quit thumping it all around and repeating all the lies that we have been heard of for years. Clean it up. Get it together. Your job is to get people to heaven, not to divide us. Rant over.
I was waiting on Ben to just send a text. Cut it off. Cut it off.
Shut up.
Okay.
Go Vols. Go something.
Go Vols.
Yeah. Go Mountaineers. Go
Roll
Hurricanes.
Tide.
Roll Tide. That does it for X Sports Live. For Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier, Hayden Burks, I'm AJ Kimball. See you guys maybe next week. Who knows?
May not.
Maybe cancel.
Yeah.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.